everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the No Matter What Club. I am joined today by the wonderful Mel McCracken, Executive Director of
Hello.
No Matter What Recovery. And we just wanted to take a second to talk about something new and so excited and something we're so proud of as an organization and so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us what's new and
Yeah.
hot at No Matter What?
What's new and hot? Yeah, for sure. I mean, just in time for summer, we have our 90-day curriculum for Chemsex. So I've been working in this field for almost a decade in the trenches, right? With the guys in and out, individual groups. I think I've done over 3,912 Chemsex groups is what I've counted in my lifetime. I really wanted to know, so I checked it out. But with that, you know, I have developed a curriculum that is very specific to Chemsex because it's unlike any other addiction, right? It's not substance use and sex addiction over here. There becomes a fusion, right? So it needs to be treated as that. We need to the relapse prevention planning just as much as we need to treat the sexual recovery planning. So in this workbook, in this 90-day curriculum that people will go through, we really start out with psychoeducation about what Chemsex is because people don't really know, right? They have ideas about what it is, but they're not really informed about what it means for the mind, body, spirit, sexual connection, right? So we start out with some psychoeducation and then we start taking a deep dive because I think, especially in the queer population, we've adopted a lot of beliefs that aren't ours. We've internalized a lot of oppression. We've internalized a lot of shame. We've internalized a lot of stigma, which actually is something that propels methamphetamine addiction because that is the escape hatch, right? So we take a deep dive into people's sexual beliefs. We do a lot of surveys, especially around moral injury. And moral
Which is
injury,
a hot topic right now and not talked about enough.
No, it's not talked about enough. And I'm kind of all over this because I think the biggest transgressions are done by us, not by others, right? It's the things that I have done in my addiction that has stayed with me the most, not the things that other people did to me. So moral injury is a form of self-betrayal, right? And it's a spiritual wound. And a lot of places really treat the emotional wounds or the psychological wounds or even the physical and physiological wounding. But addressing the spiritual wound, I really feel like it's kind of the last piece in the Chemsex conundrum, right? And in the treatment process and helping people find a place of self-forgiveness and self-compassion, especially when they go outside of their boundaries and their value systems. And they find themselves...
Which is very common with
it's
crystal
so
meth and
common.
sex.
That's right. Like we're doing things in active addiction that we would never do in sobriety. And then when you get sober, you're left with all the things that have been done and that you did.
Can this be applied to sexualized drug use as well?
Absolutely. I mean, I use the term chemsex because it's a coined phrase specifically for the LGBTQ population, but sexualized drug use affects all genders, all orientations, any substance that's combined in sexual settings. Eventually, if it's used over and over and over again, it becomes fused together, right? So like, you can have a straight woman who's abusing opiates just to, feel sexual about herself and in her relationships, right? So mainly it disproportionately affects the queer community.
The thing that I love about No Matter What Recovery is we really are at the forefront of what you like to call the second epidemic for the queer population.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to have collaborated with you on this. And I'm so excited that we're offering this to our clients. I mean, the work that we've already seen when we implemented this 90-day curriculum is absolutely beautiful. To be at the forefront of something that's so important to me and Tony, who's the co-founder and my husband of No Matter What Recovery, but also us as a team, is just really, really beautiful.
Yeah. And I really think that, when it comes towards the end of this workbook, it's really about reclaiming a sense of sexuality, right? And coming back into the body and learning what desire is and what pleasure is again,
How to have sober sex.
How to have sober sex. Yeah. Like, what does sexual safety even mean? We have a lot of planning around sexual safety. And I'm not just talking about physical safety. It's like emotional safety, psychological safety, all these other components that are going to lend to a wonderful experience of sober sex rather than just like a plan of abstinence with nothing to walk out the door with, right?
I love it.
So that's a really important piece to this too, is like people leave with a solid sexual recovery plan and a different understanding of who they are as a sexual human in the world, especially after meth.
Do you want to talk about virtual chemistry?
Yeah. We offer virtual chemistry, which is a free drop-in group for anyone in the world who is struggling with chemsex. They can log on, Thursdays at 4 p.m. I will
Pacific
be there.
Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. I will be there. And we just do a little psychoeducation. We have good group processes. It's just a place and a space for people, maybe even who are at the contemplation stage of change, or really are looking to slow down their use, or are in recovery themselves. It's just a place for people to connect and to talk to others, especially in rural communities where this isn't talked about. They can come into this group and find community,
I love
right?
it. So we'll tag virtual chemistry when we post this so that everyone is able to have access to our free group that we do where Mel goes over this book. And, you know, one of the things that we love is trying to make chemsex treatment accessible. Not everybody's in Los Angeles. Not everybody can, you know, afford it. And so we really want to have an opportunity to help as many people in the community as we can. So
Right.
we can't wait to see you on virtual chemistry. If you have any questions about No Matter What Recovery or about our Chemsex curriculum, please go to nomatterwhatrecovery.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe the No Matter What Club podcast on YouTube and all streaming services. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.